How is it going, review and preview fans? I am Noah Dog Diver back once again with another NFL Draft Prospect video breakdown, if you will, here on the Review and Preview Sports Network. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about who, in my opinion, is one of the most frustrating UGA players I have ever seen, Kelee Ringo. Cornerback, very athletic, very inconsistent, very undisciplined at times, very frustrating, and yet still, this is the guy who had one of the greatest plays I've ever seen with the pick six against Alabama, the happiest moment of my life, a moment where a man who, is in his mid 20s, is a college guy, is definitely not overly emotional by any means, managed to cry because of a play that this man made. Yes, so this is going to be one of probably the most interesting breakdown I will ever do, because this guy is he's so Jekyll and Hyde, man. There's a lot to talk about with this guy. So I'll go ahead and get into my general thoughts for Kelee Ringo. As I said, there's a lot to like about this guy. There's also a lot that you're not going to like. So the first thing that is noticeably evident with Kelee Ringo is that this guy is an absolutely insane athlete. His speed, athleticism, agility are all absolutely incredible. If he gets beat on a play, he has enough speed to try and get back to make up for getting beat on the play. We'll get into his combine stats a little bit, but once again, they're just absolutely insane. He's pretty solid against the run. I do think he has some work to do in pass coverage, which I'll get into in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, what can you say? This guy is very explosive. His change of direction is very good as well. He's a strong tackler in run defense as well, I will say. He's definitely got a little bit of thump to him. But like I said, this is a guy that at moments you're going to think this is the next coming of Charles Woodson. And at other moments, you're going to wonder if this guy has ever – how did this guy make it past Pee Wee football? The guy is so inconsistent. There are times where he'll make incredible plays, blanket coverage, pick off the receiver. It's just textbook. And then there are other times where this guy gets burned by 10 to 15 yards for a wide open touchdown, or he commits one of the stupidest personal fouls you'll have ever seen. I especially remember some against Tennessee that were just, let's just say, I had some colorful language for Mr. Ringo with some of those fouls that he had on that day. But, there's you don't know what you're going to get from Kelee Ringo. I will say that. You don't know what's going to happen next play. It's like Pandora's box or Schrodinger's cornerback. Like, you have no idea if next play is going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen, or if you're going to be seeing an opposing team's touchdown on the very next play. You just don't know. But like I said, needs to work on the discipline. Way too many personal foul calls. Not just like what you're thinking, not just like, PI or whatever, or a holding on a third down or whatever, but sometimes just pure indiscipline, just stupid plays, get, riled up or whatnot, committing personal fouls when he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to do stuff like this. He has, in my opinion, if Kelee Ringo gets to coaching to kind of, work out some of the inconsistency in his coverage, combine that with his athleticism, he won't need to commit penalties because he'll always be able to make the play. He just needs that coaching. He's a very raw prospect. I know we hear that word thrown around and you kind of think, well, what does it mean? Very good athleticism, not great intangibles, needs to be coached up. And if you do that, you could have a potentially very special player in Kelee Ringo. So I'm going to go ahead and get into his combine stats here before we get in the film. His combine stats, like I said, this guy is just a combine warrior. 4.36 40, which is 92nd percentile for cornerbacks. He's 6'2", so he has height as well, which I know a lot of people like. 92nd percentile for height and 94 for weight. He's 207. So like I said, this is a guy with some size, can come up to, support the linebackers in the running game as well. 40, like I said, is great. 10 yards is pretty good. But other than that, this isn't a guy with a massive wingspan, 74 and 1/8 inches, which is 44th percentile. 31 and 1/4 arm drill, 46th percentile. Hands 8.5, which is 19th percentile. This isn't a guy that how do I describe this? He's very big in stature, but he doesn't have those other traits that a lot of people look for in a cornerback, if that makes sense. Not especially not very long arms, which I think is important for breaking up passes and whatnot. But once again, as I've said before, combine stats can be important to kind of reaffirm an opinion on a guy. I don't think they're the end all be all. I don't look at a guy like a Kelee Ringo, and it doesn't really change my opinions on him as a player. I know what I'm getting from Kelee Ringo because I watched him play for multiple years. You're going to get pure brilliance combined with pure, you don't even know what he's doing, pretty much plays. So yes, to kind of highlight that, let's go ahead and get into my film breakdown. I've got, I believe, 3 videos. 2 of the videos are just one singular play, and the other one is a collection of plays of Kelee Ringo going up against a prospect that was of similar quality, we'll say. Definitely, projected very high first round before injury concerns got in the way of that. But yes, we will start with the first play. This play will be instantly recognizable to anyone who even slightly follows college football. 4th quarter of the national championship game. Now, before I do this play, I want to highlight something. I am not showing this play to say that Kelee Ringo made a great play on the ball or anything. This was purely a terrible pass by Bryce Young. But what is impressive about this play is what he does after the interception, the run after the catch. So we'll go ahead and play it here. Like I said, you're not going to see any incredible lockdown man-to-man coverage on this play. But what you will see is a absolutely incredible run after the catch. Let me just put down the quality real quick for 1 second. I don't know why it does that. It works perfectly fine before I start actually wanting to show it, but all right. So yes, we're going to see here. It's a really bad pass by Bryce Young. Don't really know what he was thinking here. I think he's just kind of trying to make a play that isn't there. And we see, he does make the interception, and the run back is phenomenal. I will say that. Now, he does have a little bit of blocking, but, he is able to make a couple guys miss. He breaks the tackle there. This is the athleticism he has. Once again, like I said, I'm not saying he did anything particularly special in coverage there. He just kind of did his job, and Bryce Young missed a pass. But I do think the run back was impressive. Now, the next play, I think, in my opinion, is much more impressive on Kelee Ringo's part because he plays phenomenal coverage on this play. And I'll go ahead and get this up here real quick. This is a play from 2022 against Tennessee. He picks off Hendon Hooker, as we know, was one of the most accurate quarterbacks in college football last year. This is a guy that is known for taking very good care of the football. But on this play, I'll go ahead and get it up in a minute. He is able to pick off Hendon Hooker on very good coverage, very tight coverage. Like I said, this is a guy that has brilliant moments like this, and it makes you wonder why can't he do this more often. So we'll go ahead and get this play in a minute. I do have to change the quality because YouTube defaulted it to 240p. I don't know why. But yes, we'll go ahead and play this video real quick. And we'll see here, Hendon Hooker targeting the right side. But excellent coverage by Kelee Ringo here. There's just absolutely no chance of this ball being completed. He's all over the receiver. He's actually able to get in front of the receiver as well to be able to pick the pass off. We'll go ahead and play it one more time here. I think there's a replay, actually. We'll go ahead and show this replay here. But, just standard man-to-man coverage here on the outside. And we just see Kelee Ringo is able to stay with the receiver every step of the way. He's actually able to win the strength battle, get in front of him, pick the pass off, and the receiver tries to tackle him and knock it loose. And he just can't do it because Kelee Ringo is so big and physical. Very impressive play by Kelee Ringo. And like I said, this is the brilliance that Kelee Ringo can show at times. But, also even in the same game, we'll see plays, which I'm not going to show, but I remember off the top of my head where he does get beat or he commits personal fouls that make you think, if only it could be like that Kelee Ringo that we just saw with that tight coverage more often. And, to showcase some times where Kelee Ringo can get beat, I'm going to show a video of a matchup that he had against Mr. Jamison Williams in the 2022 national championship game. So not this last one, but the one the year before. Like I said, going up against, a pretty respected prospect at the time in Jameson Williams, who had very high regard from NFL scouts. I was absolutely lighting up college football this year. This is about as good of a matchup as you're going to get in college football for Kelee Ringo. And unfortunately, I have to say, this was probably one of his worst matchups ever because Jameson Williams, well, we'll just go ahead and play through the video here. It's about 2 minutes long, but we're going to see that this first play, honestly, I think Kelee Ringo gets away with a penalty. The pass is incomplete technically, but we're going to see in the replay that Kelee Ringo actually grabs his arm pretty blatantly, in fact, and I think he gets away with one here. We'll see a replay in a second, but yeah, we see here, I think Kelee gets caught ball watching a little bit. Williams is able to beat him, and like you see there, he grabs that arm a little bit. And I think, personally, I think he gets away with pass interference there. Obviously, I'm biased. I'm glad they didn't call it, but unbiasedly, that should have been a penalty. This play here, I don't remember what happens here. I think this is a touchdown, actually, if I remember right. No, it was an incomplete pass. This is the touchdown. That's right. I believe this is the touchdown against Kelee Ringo in coverage. Kelee Ringo even gets a little bit of support here from a safety, but as we see, both guys do get beat. And it's just, a pretty long pass play it's not a wide open touchdown, but he has plenty of space. Like, it's not a difficult catch for Jameson Williams here. And we're going to see he just beats Kelee off the go pretty much. I mean, he's just not able to keep up with Jameson Williams, and it's a touchdown deep in a game that, was pretty close to that point, but that play kind of, made it look like Alabama might be able to blow it wide open. Obviously, that did not happen. And that one was an inaccurate pass, really not anything there special from Kelee Ringo. So far, 3 of the incompletions, 2 of them were just missed passes, and 1 was a missed penalty against Kelee Ringo. And obviously the touchdown as well. This one, the pass rush is able to get there, so it doesn't matter. We see the matchup here once again at the bottom of the screen here. Bryce Young is looking for him pretty much all the way, but then he decides to go somewhere else. That is actually good coverage by Kelee Ringo. Bryce Young is able to find another target. And then in this one, he gets beat over the middle by Jameson Williams. He is able to make the tackle because he's so big and physical, but it is a first down for Alabama. So overall, for it being Jameson Williams, Kelee Ringo didn't do terrible, but he got beat quite a few times. He got away with a pass interference. He got burned on one play for a 50-plus yard touchdown, and he gave up a first down over the middle on another. So this is what can happen with Kelee Ringo. I could give up more examples, but I think that was probably the most notable one that I thought of. I actually remember during that game, this is how much of a jinx I am. Going into the game, I thought, man, Kelee Ringo's having a terrible game. And then what do you know? He makes the pick 6, and it's just like you instantly forget all of that. And that's what Kelee Ringo is in a nutshell. Absolute brilliance combined with head-scratching plays. Very little in between. Whoever drafts him, they need to coach him up so that they can try and avoid some of those boneheaded head-scratching plays. But my verdict, now this is probably where I'm going to be more negative than I will be on any of these other videos I've done. I keep seeing Kelee Ringo projected to be a late first-round pick. Now, I understand why, because of his athleticism. It's worth taking a chance on, but in my opinion, if it were up to me, I would rather prefer to take him in the early second round, if possible. However, I think because of his athleticism, I think he still will go. My official prediction is he still will go in the first round very late, but I personally would not do that. I would rather take him in the second round. But you guys watch it. Let me know your thoughts on Kelee Ringo. Do you agree with my assessment? Do you think, he's very talented, but, prone to inconsistency? If you're a team in the late first round, second round, would you want your team to take him, or would you want to look in the direction for another cornerback prospect? Let me know. Until my next prospect video, enjoy your football, enjoy your draft analysis, what have you, and I'll see you next time.